You know, when we think about the future of the internet, our minds usually jump to one thing: speed. But the next great leap forward, it's about so much more than just making things faster. It's about making the internet smarter, connecting it to our physical world, and building it on a foundation that's fundamentally more secure.
So what is this next internet, really? To get our heads around it, we've got to look past just how quickly our pages load. We need to look at the very foundation that's being built right under our feet as we speak. And this isn't just an upgrade, it's a full-blown revolution. It's being built on 4 absolutely massive technological pillars. Think of them as the building blocks for a whole new digital world: artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, cloud computing, and blockchain. Now, each one is a powerhouse on its own, but when they come together, that's when things get really interesting. Let's dive into the first one.
All right, pillar number 1, artificial intelligence. The best way to think about AI in this new internet is as the brains of the whole operation. It's the engine that's going to be doing all the thinking, learning, and decision-making.
So what exactly do we mean by AI? Well, at its core, it's any tech that can do something that would normally take a human brain to figure out. Right now, most of what you see out there is called narrow AI. It's incredibly good at one specific thing, like recognizing your voice. But the ultimate goal, the real holy grail, is general AI, a system that could tackle pretty much any intellectual task a person can. We're not there yet, but we're on the way.
What's really cool is how we even got here. AI isn't just one idea. It was shaped by 3 big schools of thought. First up, you had symbolism, which was all about logic and reasoning, if-then statements, that kind of thing. Then came connectionism, which said, hey, why don't we just try to copy the brain structure? And boom, that gave us neural networks. And finally, you had behaviorism, which focused on action and perception in the real world, the stuff that really drives modern robotics. Each one of these ideas was a crucial piece to the puzzle.
And don't think for a second this is all just theory. It is everywhere. Ever walked out of an Amazon Go store? That's AI computer vision tracking what you grabbed. The way Netflix just knows what show you'll binge next? Pure AI recommendation engine. Tesla's autopilot, or even fraud detection that's so good it can tell identical twins apart to secure a payment? Yeah, that's all AI right here, right now.
Okay, so if AI is the brains, that begs a question: how does this new internet actually perceive the world around it? How does it see, hear, and feel? Well, that brings us right to our second pillar, the Internet of Things, or the senses.
The Internet of Things, or IoT, is this massive, sprawling network of physical objects. We're talking everything from your smartwatch to your car to city traffic lights, all packed with tiny sensors that are constantly collecting and sharing data. Just think of them as the eyes, ears, and nerve endings of the digital world, constantly feeding it information about what's happening in our physical environment.
And we're already seeing this play out in some pretty huge ways. Smart cities are using IoT sensors to manage traffic jams and even check on air pollution in real time. In healthcare, your fitness tracker is a classic IoT device, and there are even smart pill dispensers making sure people take their meds on time. And in the world of shipping and logistics, IoT lets companies track a single package anywhere on the planet. All this data, it's the raw fuel for those AI brains we were just talking about.
So you've got billions, maybe trillions of these IoT sensors collecting mountains of data every second. Where does all that data actually go? And where does the AI get the raw horsepower it needs to crunch all those numbers? That leads us straight to pillar number 3, cloud computing. This is the invisible backbone that holds the entire thing up.
At the end of the day, cloud computing is basically just renting someone else's supercomputer. Instead of owning and maintaining all your own servers and storage, you get on-demand access to a global network of them over the internet. This gives us the absolutely massive, flexible power required to store and analyze the mind-boggling amount of data this new internet is creating.
And different people use the cloud in different ways. You've probably used software as a service. Think Google Docs or Dropbox, where everything is just handled for you. But developers can dig deeper, using the cloud just to manage their databases or even run bits of code without ever having to think about the servers. It's all about getting just the right amount of power right when you need it.
Now, the secret sauce that makes the cloud so incredibly efficient is a technology called virtualization. It's pretty amazing, actually. It lets you take one single powerful physical server and digitally slice it up into dozens of smaller, independent virtual machines that all run at the same time. This is how they squeeze every last drop of performance out of the hardware, and it's what makes the cloud so scalable and affordable.
But, and this is a big but, virtualization isn't perfect. It has its own set of problems. For one, you have a single point of failure. If that one physical machine goes down, every virtual machine on it goes down with it. It also makes things way more complex to manage and introduces some scary new security risks, like an attacker literally escaping their VirtualBox to mess with the main server.
So we have the brains in AI, the senses in IoT, and the backbone in the cloud. But in a world where data is flying back and forth between countless devices, how do we actually trust that data? How do we know it's real and hasn't been messed with? And that brings us to our fourth and final pillar, blockchain, the trust layer. When you strip it all down, a blockchain is just a shared digital record book that can't be altered. The key is that instead of being stored in one central place, like a bank server, a copy is shared across a whole network of computers. Because it's so spread out, and because it's locked down with serious cryptography, it's incredibly hard to cheat the system. It lets us build trust without needing a middleman.
So here's the super quick version of how it works. First, a bunch of transactions get grouped together into a block. Then, that block gets cryptographically chained to the one before it. After that, the entire network of computers has to agree that the new block is valid. And once they give it the green light, it's added to the chain forever, creating a permanent, transparent record that everyone on the network can see.
Whew. Okay, so we've looked at the four pillars, the brains, the senses, the backbone, and the trust layer. But their true power, the real game-changing stuff, is unleashed when they all start working together. Let's see what that actually looks like. And there's no better example than a smart city. It's the perfect showcase. First, you've got the IoT sensors, the Sensus, all over the city, collecting real-time data on everything. All that data gets sent to the cloud, the backbone, for storage and processing. Then the AI, the brains, gets to work, analyzing everything to predict traffic jams or optimize the power grid. And finally, blockchain, the trust layer, wraps it all up, securing all those data transactions and making sure the records are legit. See how they all fit together?
But let's be real, this hyper-connected future isn't without some serious hurdles. Having billions of hackable IoT devices out there creates a huge security nightmare. How do we protect the privacy of all the incredibly personal data being collected? And then there are the massive ethical questions we still need to answer, like who actually owns all this data, and what's the real social impact of all this tech?
Look, these four pillars are already reshaping our world, building an internet that's more intelligent, more aware, and more decentralized than anything we've ever seen. The technology is moving forward at an absolutely incredible pace, which really leaves us with one final and very important question. This new internet is coming, whether we like it or not. Are we ready for it?